Welcome back to another episode of Warren Cali. In this episode, I'm going to detail the story of how NBA player Damian Lillard's cousin killed a man named Ruben Lewis. Now, NBA player Damian Lillard's cousin was a person he grew up with in Oakland named Daniel. Damian's family would take Daniel in and basically help raise him. Daniel was like most kids, active in sports, but with their lifestyle in Oakland, he got into the streets early growing up and into his adulthood. But Ruben Lewis was the complete opposite. Ruben Lewis was an Oakland resident and was a devoted father, who was a father of 3 sons and was described as a leader and mentor in his community. Ruben was active in several adult leagues and was active in pushing his sons in sports, which 2 of his youngest sons participated in Part Warner leagues, and his sons would play on a team called Oakland Dynamites, which Ruben used to be a coach on the team and would sometimes assist with being a sideline coach. Ruben was also a high school basketball coach. But this story starts on February 24th, 2021. Ruben's 2 youngest sons were doing drills on a pop field at a park, sprinting among the kids on the Oakland Dynamites football team, which was around 50 to 70 kids. Ruben would go to the field and wait till his son's practice finished, while his oldest son waited in the car. Another parent on the field, which was later identified by police as a man named Daniel, approached Ruben and asked to speak with him. As the 2 men stepped away, Daniel allegedly pulled out a gun and then fired multiple shots at Ruben. Seconds later, Ruben would be found on the ground, which he was later pronounced dead.
5 flew over the scene this afternoon. At the time of the shooting, dozens of kids were at the park for a youth football practice. Video moments after shots were fired. Police set up a perimeter around the park with crime tape and their patrol cars. They found 1 male victim who died moments after their arrival. Today, Oakland's recently appointed police chief called on the community to stand together. Grief this evening as friends are remembering a beloved football coach and father who was killed in front of his own children at an Oakland park. And this tragedy comes as we are hearing about yet another fatal shooting in Oakland. We'll have more on that in a minute. But first, KPIX5's Da Lin on the tributes to the dad and new information on this suspect. Da?
That's right, Liz. Friends say the suspect knew the victim, Ruben Lewis. Now, after the suspect shot the victim in front of dozens of kids, police say the suspect actually admitted to being the shooter and the killer. Friends and coaches say Ruben Lewis came to Concordian Park with his son to pick up his other 2 kids from football practice. They say about 50 to 70 kids were wrapping up. They range from 5 to 14 years old.
Initially, I heard 1 gunshot. I turned around, I couldn't locate where it was coming from, so my next instinct was to get the kids into safety. Then I heard a second gunshot.
Coach Walter Orr with the Oakland Dynamites youth football program then realized his friend Ruben was shot.
I was just trying to keep his sons from not being visible to see their father on the ground.
No one of any age should have to witness someone being shot, but certainly not children that young.
The shooting happened Wednesday evening after 5:30.
He was a great guy. He was not in the streets. He was a mentor, a leader, and proud to say he was my friend.
The 37-year-old Ruben was a former coach of the Oakland Dynamites. He also coached basketball in another youth.
Daniel was also an active parent and helped sometimes coaching the team, so Daniel and Ruben were well acquainted. This caused everybody to run and grab their kids and sent everyone in panic, and this left Ruben dying in front of his kids and several others. Oakland Police Chief LeRon Armstrong would later say he had known Ruben for about 10 years and they used to play basketball together. He would say he was a fixture in the community and an overall great person.
Joe Hurd talked to the family and friends who are stunned by this news.
Friends lighting candles and hanging balloons tonight to pay tribute to Ruben Lewis. Last night, Lewis was gunned down in this football field at 63rd Avenue and Camden Streets in Oakland.
I pulled up, I guess, right when he was hitting the ground, because everybody was scattering.
This cell phone video shows the immediate aftermath. The park was filled with parents and children running for their lives after hearing gunshots.
This is where they can come and get a social distancing, and they're able to come together.
A family member says Lewis was at the field coaching his son during a football practice. Both of his sons, ages 8 and 5, were there and heard the shots.
Who would do something like that? It's about 30-something, 40 kids out here. Like, it's unbelievable.
Oakland police say the alleged shooter turned himself in to San Leandro police. Family says Lewis and the suspect knew each other, but police aren't talking about what led up to it all. Chief LaRon Armstrong reacting to the shooting.
Young people finally to be able to come out and engage and participate in sports. To have this event happen, it's just really, really tragic for our community.
Damon Jones says Lewis was all about community, family, and sports. He was the star of the Oakland Bulldogs, a team that is a part of the premier adult basketball league for players 35 and over.
Daniel was also a rapper and went by the name Danny from Sobrani. He fled the shooting and went to a Greenlee Drive neighborhood and confessed to a friend. He told him about the shooting, changed his clothes, and left an envelope full of cash. Daniel was well known in Oakland, and in multiple interviews, he talked about his rap career and his relationship with Damian Lillard and his family.
Really like my family, like his mama and her sister, like when I couldn't go to my mama house because of, legal issues and stuff like that, I lived with them. I didn't even consider him, a prospect or anything. I was driving him to college and stuff like that, and I would go to his games at high school because his brother was in college, and his brother is like a little brother to me. My mama would be like, if you coming in after 10, don't come to my house. And they granny and they mama never locked the door on me. It was always good. When I came on my first project, The Lions Den, in 2006, he was probably like 12 or 13. And I can remember when I was 12 or 13, the music that I listened to that had an impact on my life. So always rock with me, always at family functions. I probably been around them more Thanksgivings than I've been around my own family. The tables turned around because, I was good in sports. I was, so-called tough, and somebody get in trouble, they be like, oh, I'm gonna call my cousin Danny. Or when they see me with an album in stores, they be like, oh, that's my cousin Danny. Now I'm like, oh shit, he in the NBA, that's my cousin. And it's really good. I go up there, I stay. When they come down here, we stay. And it's always been like a family-rich environment. They family take in a lot of...
Daniel had been rapping for several years, and he made several mixtapes. He even rapped with several other rappers from Oakland, like Mr. Fab, and even his cousin, Damian Lillard, which Damian would try to put Daniel on by signing him to a record label he made called Front Page Music. But whatever happened with that didn't work out. Many people who knew Daniel would say he was mentally ill and was never in the right mind. Daniel's lawyer would later use that in court and try to reduce his time. Daniel was still fighting his case, and with him pleading insanity, he may face being put in a crazy facility. It is still unknown why Daniel killed Ruben, if they had a personal issue, or if Daniel killed him for no reason. Ruben lost his life in front of his kids and several other young kids by just being a present father and picking up his kids from practice. RIP to him. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, check out my previous episodes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.